There was a couple of other interesting things to take note of as well, Wolf. The fact that Dennis Hastert, who always sat up there right behind the president, right beside the vice president, was third row from the back tonight. And also over on the Democratic side, Barack Obama had a better seat than Hillary Clinton. He was in row 4. She was in row 5, Wolf.
Tom, let me ask you about the energy. You're right. I think it's amazing for him to take such a strong position as a Republican, which is generally a pro-business position, to come out to modernize fuel efficiency standards for cars. And yet when he was doing that, when he was going through how tough he's going to get on fuel efficiency and his acknowledgement of the global warming issue, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe I shouldn't be reading this into it, but the vice president seemed to be smiling broadly during that. Did you catch that?
No, I'd be the last person who would try to read Dick Cheney's mind.
And of course, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker, may be one of the few Democrats not running for president.
That's true. By my count, there were 10 in the chamber there. And in fact, Hillary Clinton was situated immediately behind Barack Obama, making it easier for her to actually place the knife into his back, if that's what she was trying to do. John Kerry a few rows up, Chris Dodd and Joe Biden a few seats down, and on the other side you had Chuck Hagel and John McCain and Sam Brownback, people watching their every fidget. The only time you could definitely count on them all being very enthusiastic in their applause was when Bush mentioned ethanol, which of course plays well in the Iowa caucuses.
You've seen in just the first week of your campaign some of the ugly side of politics. A report surfacing this week that you attended a radical Islamic school in Indonesia. Reporting has since emerged that school was no such thing. I wonder how you think your political enemies will try to capitalize on your background overall, including, quite frankly, the fact that your middle name is Hussein.
Well, when I was in Illinois running for the U.S. Senate, Barack Obama is not your typical name, and everybody questioned how voters would respond, and we ended up winning 70% of the vote. I'm not unaccustomed to this.
Every Democratic official that I've heard quoted, or every member of Congress, has been very negative about this idea. Pete Stark, who's the chairman of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee on that does health care, said that it's DOA, dead on arrival. And
he said he won't even hold hearings on it.
Right, and Harry Reid, the Senate Majority Leader, has been critical of it, and practically across the board, it's been dismissed as something that helps people who have insurance, punishes some people who have insurance,
who have gold-plated policies.
Exactly, and well, that includes union members who are a major constituency of the Democrats.
We've now heard a Democratic reaction to the president's comments. Let's get a Republican reaction from none other, down in the state of Florida tonight, the former mayor of New York City and a current Republican presidential hopeful, Rudy Giuliani. Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Welcome.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Your thoughts about this speech and this night?
Well, I thought the speech was a very good one, and I thought it did what the president had to do, which is to get us kind of beyond Iraq, meaning there are a lot of other things we have to concentrate on.